Good evening. This is All India Radio. I'm Abhishek Mukhopadhyay and with me is Aditya Lumba with the evening news. The headlines. Union Cabinet gives nod to stimulus package of 6,28,000 crore rupees announced by Finance Minister as part of Atmanirbhar Bharat package. Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs approves revamped distribution sector scheme for power discoms worth over 3 lakh crore rupees. Government also clears Bharat Net implementation through public-private partnership model in 16 states. Prime Minister Narendra Modi lauds goods and service tax system on completion of 4 years tomorrow, terms GST a milestone in economic landscape of India. Over 33 crore 28 lakh COVID vaccine doses administered in the country so far. National recovery rate improves to 96.92%. Food-focused safety nets must be ensured along with mass vaccination to overcome COVID challenge, says External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar. Prime Minister to interact with beneficiaries of various schemes of Digital India tomorrow on completion of 6 years of the initiative. Indian athlete Duti Chand and swimmer Srihari Nataraj qualify for Tokyo Olympics. In women's cricket, the second one-day international between India and England underway at Taunton. And in Eurocup football, battle lines drawn for quarter-final fixtures starting on Friday. As the nationwide free COVID-19 vaccination campaign at government facilities for those above 18 years is going on, we advise our young listeners to get vaccinated and also to help others to get vaccinated. We also advise the listeners not to lower the guard as COVID-19 remains a threat to our health. Please stay at home unless it is essential to go out and continue to follow these 3 simple steps. Wear a face mask, maintain 2 gaz ki duri for social distancing, focus on hand and face hygiene. For any COVID-related information and guidance, contact national helpline numbers 011-2397-8046 and 1075. And now the news. The Union Cabinet today gave approval to the stimulus package of 6,28,000 crore rupees announced by the Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman as part of the Atmanirbhar Bharat package on Monday. Information and Broadcasting Minister Prakash Javadekar informed about the decision while addressing media after the cabinet meeting this afternoon.
जैसे आपको मालूम है कि 2,60,000 के एक लोन गारंटी स्कीम एक कोविड अफेक्टेड सेक्टर्स को मदद करने के लिए और दूसरी इमरजेंसी क्रेडिट लाइन जो पहले ही 2,70,000 करोड़ के लोन सैंक्शन हो गए हैं, इसमें और 1,50,000 जोड़ रहे हैं और ब्याज का दर 7% से 8% तक रहेगा, 8.25। और सबसे विशेष बात यह है कि ये बैंक या वित्तीय संस्था जो लोन्स देंगे उसको गारंटी सरकार दे रही है।
In another decision, Mr. Javadekar said the government has also given approval to the announcement made regarding extension of Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Anna Yojana PKGKAY from May to November this year. The financial implication this year over the scheme will be over 93,000 crore rupees.
इस बार सरकार ने फैसला किया है मई से नवंबर तक मुफ्त अनाज मिलेगा 80 करोड़ लोगों को, यानी ये 30 किलो का। किसी देश में 70 किलो अनाज प्रति व्यक्ति इस कोविड काल में आना गरीब के लिए बहुत महत्वपूर्ण मदद है। उसके लिए 93,000 करोड़ रुपए उसमें घोषित किया है। जो किसानों के लिए विश्व भर में जो पौष्टिक खाद होता है DAP और PNK, उसके दाम बढ़े, लेकिन भारत के किसान को दाम नहीं बढ़ने चाहिए। इसलिए एक नया कार्यक्रम किया मोदी सरकार ने और 14,000 करोड़ रुपए की ये सब्सिडी दी है।
The Cabinet has also accorded approval for revised implementation strategy of Bharat Net through public-private partnership PPP model in 16 states of the country with optical fiber connectivity to all inhabited villages. Union Minister for Communications Ravi Shankar Prasad gave details about the decision during the media briefing.
देश के 16 राज्यों में भारत नेट को हम पब्लिक प्राइवेट पार्टनरशिप के मॉडल से 29,432 करोड़ रुपए के टोटल एक्सपेंसेस पर उसको हमने इन प्रिंसिपल अप्रूव किया है, जिसमें भारत सरकार की वायबिलिटी गैप फंडिंग होगी 19,041 करोड़ रुपए और ये हम देश के 3,61,000 गांव में जो 16 राज्यों में हैं, वहां पर इसे पीवी मॉडल के माध्यम से ला रहे हैं।
The Union Minister also informed that the extension of reach of BharatNet to all inhabited villages with reliable quality, high-speed broadband will enable better access of e-services offered by various central and state government agencies.
इसके फायदे क्या क्या होंगे? सबसे बड़ी बात है ई गवर्नेंस नीचे तक जाएगा। दूसरा, कोविड के काल में टेली मेडिसिन बहुत बड़ी उपयोगिता रही है। बहुत सारे बच्चे रेलवे स्टेशन पर कोचिंग करते हैं क्योंकि वहां वाईफाई होता है। तो देश के ग्रामीण क्षेत्रों में बच्चों के लिए अच्छी कोचिंग की डिजिटल व्यवस्था हो पाएगी, इसका बहुत बड़ा अवसर मिलेगा। इसके अलावा कंपनियां डार्क फाइबर को बेचेंगी, बाकी नए एंटरटेनमेंट के प्रोग्राम ई कॉमर्स कंपनियां उसको पिकअप कर सकती हैं, जो नए ओटीटी प्रोग्राम चल रहे हैं वो उससे अलायंस कर सकते हैं। तो ये बहुत बड़ी संभावना खुलेगी।
The Cabinet also accorded in principle approval for extending BharatNet to cover all inhabited villages in the remaining states and union territories. The Cabinet has given its approval for availing the benefit under Atmanirbhar Bharat Rozgar Yojana ABRY for another 9 months from 30th June this year to 31st March 2022.
The Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs has approved a reforms-based and results-linked revamped distribution sector scheme. The scheme seeks to improve the operational efficiency and financial sustainability of all DISCOMs and power departments, excluding private sector DISCOMs, by providing conditional financial assistance to them for strengthening of supply infrastructure. Addressing media, Power Minister R.K. Singh said that the scheme will have an outlay of over 3 lakh crore rupees with an estimated gross budgetary support of 97,631 crore rupees by the central government.
हम लोगों ने 1,82,000 मेगावाट की क्षमता जोड़ी और अब हम पावर सरप्लस अपने नेबरिंग कंट्रीज को पावर एक्सपोर्ट करते हैं। हम लोगों ने 1,42,000 सर्किट किलोमीटर ट्रांसमिशन लाइन्स जोड़ा और हमने पूरे देश को एक ट्रांसमिशन सिस्टम में कनेक्ट कर दिया। 1 country, 1 transmission system, 1 grid, running on 1 frequency.
The Goods and Service Tax GST system, country's biggest tax reform, is going to complete 4 years tomorrow. During these years, several key policy initiatives have been taken by the government to make the GST system and compliance mechanism simple, transparent and technology-driven. GST is a remarkable example of cooperative federalism, wherein all the decisions have been taken in the GST Council by consensus. More from a correspondent.
The introduction of the goods and service tax is a very significant step in indirect tax reforms. It came into effect from 1st of July in 2017. It promotes the idea of one nation, one tax, one market. With the introduction of GST, ease of doing business has significantly improved in the country. During the last 4 years, the central government, in close coordination with the states and union territories, are continuously engaged in making the GST compliance system simple and transparent. To make the system hassle-free, several key measures have been taken to reduce the compliance burden. Quarterly return monthly payment facility has been introduced from January this year to provide relief to the small taxpayers. The government has introduced a facility of nil filing of GSTR 3V returns by SMS, which helped 22 lakh taxpayers. E-invoicing facility has also been implemented. Bhupender Singh, AIR News, Delhi.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi has said that GST has been a milestone in the economic landscape of India. Mr. Modi today said it has decreased the number of taxes, compliance burden and overall tax burden on the common man, while significantly increasing transparency, compliance and overall collection. On the eve of completion of 4 years of the GST, the government has decided to honour the taxpayers who have been a part of its success story. The Finance Ministry said government will honour 54,439 taxpayers. Over 33 crore 28 lakh COVID vaccine doses have been administered so far on the nationwide vaccination drive. The Health Ministry today said the recovery rate in the country has improved to 96.92%. Over 60,000 patients recovered during the last 24 hours. Over 45,000 new cases reported during the last 24 hours. In all, 817 deaths were reported in the last 24 hours. The death toll due to the pandemic has reached over 3,98,000. Union Health Minister Dr. Harshvardhan has said that Indian traditional system of medicine has contributed substantially in boosting immunity of the general population during COVID-19. He said it is important that such rich traditional knowledge of medicines and treatment needs to be integrated into the modern healthcare system through investments at different levels, not only as a response to COVID-19, but also to enhance the public health system. Dr. Harshvardhan said this while addressing a meeting with Ministers of Health of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization, SCO countries, through video conference today.
External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar today emphasized that food-focused safety nets must be ensured along with mass vaccination to overcome the COVID challenge. Addressing the G20 World Food Programme ministerial event on humanitarian logistics, the minister shared India's experience of meeting the food needs of over 800 million citizens. He said India has also provided wheat to 5 nations and rice to 6 nations during the period using innovative logistical approaches. Dr. Jaishankar stated that as a first responder, India met human assistance and disaster relief and COVID needs across the region. He stressed that the world must understand that better logistics is key to decentralized globalization. The government has said that no scientific evidences have been found linking COVID-19 vaccination with infertility in men and women. The Union Health Ministry said there have been media reports expressing concerns regarding infertility due to COVID-19 vaccination amongst population of reproductive age. The ministry has clarified that none of the available vaccines affects fertility of either men or women. The ministry said vaccines are authorized for use only after their safety and efficacy is assured.
The Union government has termed a picture fake wherein it has been claimed that the third wave of COVID-19 pandemic has started and preparations have been made to impose a lockdown in the country. In the picture, it has been claimed that this was announced by Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Press Information Bureau of the Government of India has said that this claim is completely false. It said no such announcement has been made. Odisha government has allowed further relaxation in the lockdown norms. Briefing the media this afternoon, State's Chief Secretary Suresh Chandra Mahapatra said the partial lockdown has been extended beyond tomorrow till the morning of 16th July. We have a report.
For the purpose of lockdown relaxation, the Odisha government has identified 20 districts as Category A with a test positivity rate below 5% and 10 districts, mostly coastal, as Category B having a positivity beyond 5%. While all the shops, excluding certain categories like malls and spa, can now open in Category A districts from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., 7 days a week, shops in the Category B districts will have to down their shutters at 2 p.m. on weekdays. They will also face weekend shutdown as before. However, the entire state will continue to be under night curfew between 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. Girish Chandradas, AIR News, Bhubaneswar.
The Karnataka government has made it mandatory for those entering the state from Maharashtra to produce either a RT-PCR negative report or COVID-19 vaccination certificate. The special surveillance measure is taken in the wake of Delta Plus variant of COVID-19 being reported in Maharashtra. More from our correspondent.
According to the notification issued on June 28, the negative report should not be older than 72 hours and the vaccination certificate should indicate at least one dose of vaccination. The Deputy Commissioners of Kalburgi, Belagavi, Vijaypura and Bidar districts, which share border with Maharashtra, were instructed to deploy Revenue Department personnel at the checkpoints to ensure that the norms are complied with. Airlines, train authorities and public bus operators are made responsible to ensure that the norms are followed. Exemptions are given to the constitutional functionaries, health workers and children below the age of 2 years. Action as per Karnataka Epidemic Diseases Act, Disaster Management Act and Indian Penal Code is initiated for any violation of the norms. Sudhindra, AIR News, Bengaluru.
Manipur Chief Minister N. Biren Singh has announced that a cash reward of 20 lakh rupees would be given to the first fully vaccinated assembly constituency. The cash reward is aimed to encourage mass vaccination drives being taken up in all assembly constituencies of state. Addressing the public in the launching program of mobile insulated vaccination bus in Imphal East today, Mr. Biren appealed to all the eligible persons to get vaccinated at the earliest and maintain COVID-19 appropriate behavior and guidelines issued by the government.
Ministry of Information and Broadcasting has said that community radio stations have played a significant role in communication during COVID-19 pandemic. While highlighting the efforts of the winners of the 8th edition of the National Community Radio Awards, it discussed the work of Radio Vishwas based at Nashik, Maharashtra. During COVID-19 lockdown, Radio Vishwas provided lectures to poor and underprivileged children through community radio with the support of 150 school teachers. Jammu and Kashmir Lieutenant Governor Manoj Sinha today rolled out a special assistance scheme for COVID mortalities SASCM to help out families affected by the coronavirus in the Union Territory. The Lieutenant Governor handed over the grant of scholarship and pension certificates to the children and the members of the families affected due to COVID-19. Speaking on the occasion, Mr. Sinha said the administration will reach out to every affected family with financial assistance if they are willing to start their own business or other venture for self-employment, besides imparting training and providing market linkages to them. More from a Srinagar correspondent.
Under the scheme, cash assistance of ₹1,000 per month shall be provided to spouse and the eldest member of the family. Apart from this, the scheme provides for scholarship of ₹20,000 per annum for school-going students and ₹40,000 per annum for college-going students. A family in distress shall be eligible for scholarship for 2 children if they are not getting any other scholarship. Besides, the benefits of all the other social welfare schemes, including pension, etc., will be extended to the families. Sunil Kohl, AIR News, Srinagar.
The News Services Division of All India Radio in its bilingual live and phone-in program, Corona Jagrukta series, will bring you a special discussion on COVID-19 tonight. Dr. Anurag Srivastav, former professor of All India Institute of Medical Sciences in New Delhi and medical director of Balgo Medical Center at Raipur, will participate in the live discussion. This can be heard tonight on FM Gold channel and additional frequencies from 9:30 p.m. onwards. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has expressed deep grief over the demise of K.V. Sampath Kumar, editor of Sudharma, the Sanskrit daily. In a tweet, the Prime Minister said that K.V. Sampath Kumar was an inspiring personality who worked tirelessly towards preserving and popularizing Sanskrit, especially among youngsters. You're listening to the evening news on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Union Cabinet gives nod to stimulus package of 6,28,000 crore rupees announced by Finance Minister as part of Atmanirbhar Bharat package. Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs approves revamped distribution sector scheme for power discoms worth over 3 lakh crore rupees. Government also clears BharatNet implementation through public-private partnership model in 16 states. Prime Minister Narendra Modi launched goods and service tax system on completion of 4 years tomorrow. Terms GST a milestone in economic landscape of India. Over 33 crore 28 lakh COVID vaccine doses administered in the country so far. National recovery rate improves to 96.92%. Food-focused safety nets must be ensured along with mass vaccination to overcome COVID challenge, says External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar. Prime Minister to interact with beneficiaries of various schemes of Digital India tomorrow on completion of 6 years of the initiative. Indian athlete Duti Chand and swimmer Srihari Natraj qualify for Tokyo Olympics. In women's cricket, the second one-day international between India and England underway at Taunton. And in Euro Cup football, battle lines drawn for quarter-final fixtures starting on Friday. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts.
The Centre is disseminating awareness of national helpline numbers for the benefit of citizens during the COVID-19 pandemic. The helpline number of the Health and Family Welfare Ministry is 1075. The Child Helpline number is 1098. For senior citizens of Delhi, Karnataka, Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, Tamil Nadu, Telangana, Uttar Pradesh and Uttarakhand, the helpline number is 14567. The helpline number of National Institute of Mental Health and Neurosciences, NIMHANS, for psychological support is 08046110007. Ayush COVID-19 counselling helpline number is 14443 and MyGov WhatsApp help desk number is 9013151515.
Welcome back. You're listening to the evening news. The centre has declared the whole of state of Nagaland as disturbed area for a period of another 6 months under the Armed Forces Special Powers Act, AFSPA, with effect from today. Nagaland has been under the coverage of AFSPA for nearly 6 decades. In Jammu and Kashmir, 3 terrorists were gunned down by security forces in a gunfight at Chimmer area in Kulgam district this afternoon. The identity of the slain terrorists is being ascertained.
A National Investigation Agency NIA team headed by its explosive expert today visited the premises of the technical area of Indian Air Force at Jammu, where 2 low-intensity explosions took place earlier this week. NIA team took the samples of the explosions from the site and will examine what type of material has been used in both the explosions. Meanwhile, 6 members of Delhi Special Branch also visited the site of explosions and took samples. Meanwhile, following the recent drone attack, authorities in the border district of Rajouri today ordered a ban on the storage, sale or possession and use and transport of flying machines. Delimitation Commission under the chairpersonship of Justice retired Ranjana Prakash Desai in the presence of Chief Election Commissioner Sushil Chandra has decided to visit Jammu and Kashmir from the 6th to 9th of July. During this period, the Commission will interact with political parties, public representatives and administration officials, including district election officers and deputy commissioners of 20 districts. It will gather first-hand information and input concerning the ongoing process of delimitation as mandated under the Jammu and Kashmir Reorganisation Act 2019.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi will interact with beneficiaries of various schemes of Digital India tomorrow through video conferencing. The program is being organized by the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology on the occasion of completion of 6 years of Digital India since its launch by the Prime Minister on 1st of July in 2015. Digital India has been one of the biggest success stories of New India. It has enabled services, brought government closer to citizens, promoted citizens' engagement and empowered people. Minister of Electronics and Information Technology, Ravi Shankar Prasad, will also be present on the occasion. The Prime Minister will also address the doctors' community at a program organized by the Indian Medical Association tomorrow. In a tweet today, Mr. Modi has said, India is proud of the efforts of all doctors in fighting COVID-19. He said 1st July is marked as National Doctors' Day.
N. Venudhar Reddy, an Indian Information Service IIS officer of the 1988 batch, today took charge as the Director General of All India Radio. Currently working as the Principal Director General of News Services Division of All India Radio, he was given additional charge of AIR upon the approval of the Appointments Committee of the Cabinet. Mr. Reddy earlier served as Joint Secretary in the Department of Investment and Public Asset Management under the Finance Ministry. He also served as Additional Director General in the Bureau of Outreach and Communication, which is erstwhile Directorate of Advertising and Visual Publicity. He brings with him a vast experience in media planning and management, administration and news gathering. He has also served in various capacities earlier with All India Radio News and Doordarshan News. Ace Indian sprinter Duti Chand is qualified for the upcoming Tokyo Olympics in both 100 meters and 200 meters race via the World Rankings quota today. 22 spots were available in the 100 meter and 15 spots in 200 meter via the World Rankings route. Chand's overall position of world number 44 in 100 meters and world number 51 in 200 meters were well within the ranks to make her eligible to fly to Tokyo next month. Indian swimmer Sri Hari Nataraj also officially booked himself a Tokyo Olympics berth today after the sports world governing body FINA approved his A standard qualification time in the men's 100-meter backstroke time trial at the Sette Colli Trophy in Rome.
With around 22 days remaining for the starting of the Tokyo Olympics, All India Radio has brought to its listeners a special series on India's medal prospects at the sporting extravaganza. Today we are taking a look at the remarkable career of young swimmer from Kerala, Sajan Prakash.
Sajan Prakash, a young swimmer from Kerala, created history by securing an Olympic quota in the 200-meter butterfly category to secure his place at the Tokyo Olympics. He crossed the Olympic A qualification time by clocking 1 minute 56.38 seconds in the Sette Colli Trophy in Rome. Sajan holds 11 national swimming records in various swimming events. Sajan is currently busy preparing for the Tokyo Olympics. In an exclusive interview with AIA News, Sajan shared his first reaction on his qualification.
First reaction when I saw the time board, I saw my coaches jumping in the stands and I had happy tears on me. And then when I came out and I walked, I saw my coach. He was literally crying and he came and hugged me. And there is no beautiful feeling than that thing.
Sajan appealed to the listeners of All India Radio to shower the Indian Olympic contingent with their wishes.
If you love your work and if you are passionate at any point, just be patient and one day you will see miracles happening.
Sajan is all set to write a new chapter in swimming at the Tokyo Olympics, and the entire country in one voice wish him all the best. Siddharth Singh, Sports Desk.
In the run-up to Tokyo Olympics, News Services Division of All India Radio in its Sports Scan program will broadcast Olympics Quiz with AIR News, Olympics Quiz Akashvani Samachar ke saath in Hindi from July 1st. Every day a question will be asked at the beginning and closing of the program. To participate in this program, listener has to answer a question related to Olympics. Reply can be sent by email on airsportscan@gmail.com. The first correct answer received will be declared the winner of the quiz. The name of the winner will be announced in the Sports Scan program next day. It will also be flashed on a Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts. Sports Authority of India will provide India team jersey to the winner. So tune in to Sports Scan program every day at 7:20 p.m. on FM Gold and our YouTube channel News on AR Official.
In women's cricket, India were 151 for 4 in the 36th over against England in the second one-day international of the three-match series at Taunton when reports last came in. Earlier, the hosts won the toss and elected to field. India lost to England in the first ODI at Bristol. In the Euro Cup football, battle lines have been drawn for the quarter-final matches. The three-time European champion Spain will now face Switzerland on Friday night in the first encounter, while Belgium will take on Italy in the second match later. Czech Republic will lock horns with Denmark in the third quarterfinal, and England will take on Ukraine in the fourth quarterfinal on Saturday night in Rome. In Wimbledon tennis, Novak Djokovic, the top seed and two-time defending champion, has stormed into the third round of the men's singles. Djokovic defeated South Africa's Kevin Anderson 6-3, 6-3, 6-3 in the second round match at the Centre Court this evening. In women's singles second round matches, Arina Sabalenka, Sofia Kenin, Iga Swiatek and Karolina Pliskova will try to bring some rays of sunshine to fans.
Now let us take a look at the weather forecast for tomorrow. The national capital Delhi will likely to face heat wave. The temperature will hover between 30 and 41 degrees Celsius. In Mumbai, the minimum temperature will be 27 degrees Celsius, while the maximum is expected to be around 32 degrees. In Srinagar, temperature will hover between 17 and 32 degrees Celsius. Jammu will have mainly clear sky, becoming partly cloudy towards afternoon or evening. In Leh, the minimum and maximum temperature will be between 11 and 27 degrees Celsius. Gilgit will have generally cloudy sky with light rain or drizzle. Muzaffarabad sky will be mostly sunny. The minimum temperature will be 19 degrees Celsius and maximum will be around 33 degrees. In Guwahati, the minimum temperature will be around 24 degrees Celsius while the maximum will be 30 degrees. Itanagar will experience generally cloudy sky with moderate rain. Imphal will have generally cloudy sky with moderate rain. In Shillong, the temperature will hover between 16 and 23 degrees Celsius. Aizawl will have generally cloudy sky with moderate rain. In Kohima, it is expected to have generally cloudy sky with moderate rain.
And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Union Cabinet gives nod to stimulus package of 6,28,000 crore rupees announced by Finance Minister as part of Atmanirbhar Bharat package. Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs approves revamped distribution sector scheme for power discoms worth over 3 lakh crore rupees. Government also clears BharatNet implementation through public-private partnership model in 16 states. Prime Minister Narendra Modi lauds goods and service tax system on completion of 4 years tomorrow, terms GST a milestone in economic landscape of India. Over 33 crore 28 lakh COVID vaccine doses administered in the country so far. National recovery rate improves to 96.92%. Food-focused safety nets must be ensured along with mass vaccination to overcome COVID challenge, says External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar. Prime Minister to interact with beneficiaries of various schemes of Digital India tomorrow on completion of 6 years of the initiative. Indian athlete Duti Chand and swimmer Srihari Natraj qualify for Tokyo Olympics. In women's cricket, the second one-day international between India and England underway at Taunton, and in Eurocup football, battle lines drawn for quarter-final fixtures starting on Friday. And with that, we end the evening news. Good night.